The richer you get, the more able they want to get you. The police want you. The guys get envious of you. The bitches get jealous of you. Everybody's out to get you when you get too much. You don't have people with you that want money. You have people that want to be with you because y'all can get money together.
Settling for second. Now in life, man, if you're a black person, if you're not listening in, homie, in life, depending on where you're at, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna be surrounded by a whole bunch of cats who, just because they've never seen it, they believe it can't be done. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be surrounded by a whole bunch of people, even within your own family, that really do not, you know what I'm saying, really just, you know, and I'm not gonna call your family underachievers, homie. Everybody doing the best they can, I guess, but you know what I'm saying, they don't think things are possible. And this is what makes it hard for a lot of you cats, and this is really getting into, I receive a lot of emails from cats telling me to talk about, really it's the motivational factors, why cats don't get up and change, why they don't get up and do for self, why they don't really, you know, some cats who are really doing good, who really could take it to a new level, why they haven't got there. You know, a cat sent me an email a while ago pretty much explaining that whole game. And I'm gonna put the link up, so check under the bottom of this podcast and you'll see a link for the article that the cat sent to me. And I thought it hit on a real important point that a lot of cats don't get. And this is much more a psychological angle that I'm about to give you right now. And a lot of cats in your life are gonna settle for second, homie. That's just the way it is. And the main reason why is because it takes a little bit extra to push beyond the norm. And it also takes a little bit of extra to keep staying there, homie. I mean, it is maintenance, homie. To nurture a baby of a hustle and turn it into an empire. It is an everyday thing. It is a tomorrow, next week, 2 years, 10 years, who am I going to get to take over? You know what I'm saying? The company that I built kind of thing, man. If we really want them big chips, we can't settle for second. And step one, let me give you some steps. It wasn't a step kind of thing, but step one in settling for second is really understanding chips and saying, I'm never going to get all of the money unless I get out from under someone else. I'm never going to get all the money to even be number one, homie. Number one means I'm not sharing with nobody. Number one means I created. Number one is I am the steward king of the empire, homie. I am the king. You dig? There is no parliament in this game, homie. There is no Senate and Congress and voting on stuff, homie. I am the only one. You know what I'm saying? And then there's God, and then there's me. You dig? And you gotta have a certain kind of, I don't want to use the word swagger, homie, because Old Spice got that dumbass idea out on their deodorants and stuff, man. That's just, that's when you see white folks take our slang and put it on their dumbass deodorants. You know it's time to switch up to some new slang, homie. So no swagger. As much as it is, homie, you gotta have a belief in yourself that says I deserve it all. All of it, homie. Not just a little bit, all of it. It's the same thing that when you walk out and you see a woman and you think you deserve the best looking woman. You understand what I'm saying? What is that really based off of besides you saying that's what I want? That's what I'm gonna get. You understand what I'm saying? It's really not based off anything. You know what I'm saying? What do you qualify for to say that you deserve the best? But let me tell you something. Let me help you with this, settling for second. The thing that most cats don't get, and the thing that keeps a lot of people stuck in their position. They don't believe in themselves, nor do they believe in God. Now, I know that's going to shake a lot of you cats to the core, especially my religious folks out there who really getting it in, praying. And for my Muslim cats doing 5 times a day, and for my Buddhist cats doing it the Buddhist style, you dig? And for my Taoist cats over there in Japan doing it Tao style, you dig? But, they don't believe in themselves, nor do they believe in God, man, because if they believed in themselves, right, they would know that they have already accomplished. As a kid, you stood up on your own too. That's a miracle in and of itself. You know what I'm saying? Your bones grew to handle your weight of your big head, partner. You dig? And you stood up straight. Now, the reason why I throw in that they don't believe in God, homie, is because, you know what I'm saying? They it's something in you, homie, that you know is a little bit beyond what you're capable of doing. And every time you did it, if you really are a humble cat, you'll look around and say, man, God must have helped me through that. You hear these cats saying that. Some people use it as a crutch. You know, they don't want to do nothing and then expect God to help them. But for some of us who out here really trying to make things happen, you know what I'm saying? And you heard me say this in a previous podcast, homie. God rewards the willing, homie. It's not up to me to ask God to do anything on my behalf. It's up to me to do the things for God to see that I'm out here trying to make things happen, and for him or her or whoever to take me to that next step. Because when you get out into this world and you really getting out into your lane, man, and you making chips, things just happen for you, homie. And the only thing that I could say in my life is that it really is kind of a blessing. I ain't even the most religious cat, man. You know, I'm borderline blasphemous about the way I think about things, but you know what I'm saying? It's just sometimes things happen for you, and that's where your confidence is kind of playing ping pong with God. You dig? You hit the ball over to that side and say, I'm gonna do what I gotta do to get to this point, and will you return it back and give me something to keep going, homie? And that's what this game is about. And that's why most people settling for second, because they really, first, they don't believe in themselves to even step up and attempt to climb the mountain. And then they don't have enough faith in saying, I got this far, homie, I gotta push. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get there without knowing what's around the corner. I gotta have some kind of faith, homie, that life is gonna take me to this next spot. You know what I'm saying? That God is gonna get me to the next spot. And let me go back to the main part of the podcast, talking about what settling for second really is, man, and why people turn into groupies, and why they turn into and haters, and why they turn into arch nemesis, and why people get on your blog, young homie, for some of y'all on this blog game, why people come over and want to disprove your ideas. You know what I'm saying? And the main reason why most people settling for second, because when you come around the corner, homie, you shining and you going for yours and you doing your thing, you don't even have to say nothing. They just make them feel bad, homie. See, most cats who settle for second, they know they have enough to go to be first. They know they don't need to be shining silver medals with the rest of these idiots. They know they can be first. But what they don't have is that they're scared, homie. Never put down the fact that you're scared. I'm scared of the hustle. I'm scared of how I'm going to get things done. It's a natural reaction, homie. You release a couple of Rottweilers around me, I'm hopping fences, homie. You dig? I ain't going to sit there and act like I ain't scared that them damn things ain't going to bite my ass off, homie. I'm not going to play that game with you. Though I don't want you, you know what I'm saying, to teach you how to get over it. You got to admit, first, it's like Alcoholics Anonymous for some of y'all cats who don't know how to control your liquor. You know what I'm saying? You got to admit that you're scared, but what are we going to go anyway? I mean, this is what keeps most people in second place, because they're scared and they ain't going a damn place, partner. They're going to sit there and say this is good enough, knowing it ain't good enough. Knowing they got enough fire in the belly, knowing they got enough hustle to create something, but they settling for second. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, they get a lot of excuses in their life, and they tell you, oh, you know what, I'm raising my kids, I got to look after my mom, I don't got enough time, I don't got enough this. Well, go ahead and stay in second place and shut the hell up, man. I mean, I ain't the one, I ain't the Tony Robbins on the hustle, homie. I'm just going to give it to you straight. You know you're not doing enough to get to the top, and then you want to talk about it like you're going to get to the top. You know what it takes to get to the top, homie. You know what I'm saying? Make your own lane, create your own way. Stop following the followers and you know what I'm saying, and line up with the leaders, you young partner. You dig what I'm saying? Most of these cats who settling for second, and this is 85%. This is my normal breakdown of life, homie. 85% of the people you're gonna run into is already settling for second if they already didn't settle for third, fourth, fifth. Some dudes didn't even line up on the track, homie. You know what I'm saying? So some of them, it's a whole group of them in the crowd. You know what I'm saying? Like the Penn Relays over there in Philadelphia not so long ago. You dig? They just appreciate Usain Bolt coming around the corner, homie. You know what I'm saying? A lot of cats will not do the work that is necessary to be number one. And not only that, they're scared. And as I say, admit that you're scared. Number two is, you know what I'm saying? Let me say the other part is that you're not willing to do the work that it takes to be number one. It ain't work like you think, man. I think sometimes y'all cats don't know enough and haven't seen enough to sit there and say, does that mean, Freeman, I gotta work 18 hours a day? No, homie. It don't. It means that you gotta always continuously educate yourself so that what used to take 18 hours take 2. Well, it used to take, you know what I'm saying, all afternoon takes one. You always got to keep your eyes open for a way to efficiently minimize your time and effectively create what you need, homie. You got to bring that time down, that you got to bring that learning curve down. You got to be able to read books faster. You got to be able to assimilate knowledge faster. You got to get out your own way, homie. That's, truth be told, that's number one, that's number two, number three, number four, number five. You got to admit to yourself your own faults. You only do this when you're sitting at night and you're praying, looking at the ceiling saying, God, can you just help me to be stronger? Nah, man, that's your damn problem, homie. That ain't God's problem, man. That's your problem. And are you going to correct it? Are you going to address it? Are you going to do something about it? Or are you going to fall back and tell everybody that, you know, maybe you didn't want it? Hell yeah, you want it, because I want it, homie. Don't get me wrong. I know it's hard on this side when you hold yourself accountable in this life. When you walk down the street saying, you know what I'm saying, I'm stronger than these cats, and you actually got to live up to it, homie. You can't say it. You got to be it. You understand what I'm saying? You really got to be it. And a lot of cats fall by the wayside, homie. They don't want to push. They don't want to create, homie. They want somebody to give them good game, and so they can do a step one, step two, step three. They want to bake a cake out the box, you dig? When they get the box and the thing, and all they got to do is add water and put the little, blend it, or, you know what I'm saying, grate it, or do what the hell they do, and put it in the oven for 15 minutes, and then everybody say, man, you know, Johnny J makes good cakes. You didn't make a damn thing, homie. You just added water to mix. You didn't make nothing. That's what all these cats are really doing now. That's the separation between number one and number two. That's the separation between first and second place. Between gold and silver, homie. Between the big time lottery winner and the dude who just getting scraps. Somebody got to go for it, homie. Somebody got to not put their life on the line. You got to put your hustle on the line. You got to put your grind on the line, homie. You know what I'm saying? To be number one in this game. And people just scared to be great, homie. Y'all be making up ghosts, and don't get it twisted, man. I used to too, homie. I used to sit there and say, you know, if I get this big, man, people gonna try to sue me, and I'm gonna get there, and somebody gonna try to take my idea, and everybody gonna, you know what I'm saying? What am I gonna do? And then I gotta move away, and then, man, make your first dollar, homie, before you start letting Casper come before you let the Ghostbusters arrive on your hustle, homie. You know what I'm saying? Get your cash in first. Make something. You know what I'm saying? I had to remove the ghosts out of my life of saying, you know what, man, I never been there. I ain't never did that. That used to be my number one thing to hold me back, is me sitting here in LA, in Compton, looking around saying, damn, man, I ain't never been in New York. I wonder how they get down, man. That place look intimidating. Where am I going to stay? How am I going to make my money? Can I find a job? Can I do... You know what I'm saying? Until I got up one day and said, damn, man, I don't care what the hell it is. We going in, partner. We going in. And from that day forward, homie, I've always been number one in my hustle and number one in my grind, man. You know what I'm saying? And when I do sometimes feel like I'm falling into the pack with the rest of the saps, you dig? I get up and I think to myself, what do I need to do again to make myself number one? Let me give you the big whammy, the overall hustle, the real solution to, you know, settling for second. In order to be number one, homie, you always have to stay uncomfortable. Uncomfortable meaning, are you willing to put in extra hours to shoot basketballs like Michael Jordan, like Kobe Bryant, like, you know what I'm saying, my boy Kevin Durant out there in Oklahoma. You know, when you hear people saying their work ethic, man, this cat is always working hard. He practices more than Are you willing to do that, homie? Because you got to keep yourself in an uncomfortable situation in order to stay number one. First, to get there, you got to be uncomfortable. And then to stay there, you got to keep yourself uncomfortable. See, a lot of you cats fall back. And you let everybody else, because they can reduplicate your hustle, homie. And they coming. The game don't stop. They going to keep coming, homie. And you let them catch up by you sitting here settling. And don't get it twisted, man. You know, your boy Freeman right now, that's why I'm about to make myself uncomfortable again. Because I got to get up out of this situation. I got to make myself better, homie. I got to keep going. No matter what happens, I got to keep going in this life. You know what I'm saying? And I got to create stuff for myself. So, you know, get yourself, create situations where you're uncomfortable. And some of you cats have families, and you have a wife, and you got kids. And I'm not saying destroy your family base. I'm not saying have everybody sleeping out the back of a VW Bug, homie. I ain't saying going down that angle to make yourself uncomfortable. I'm talking about you creating situations where you have to react, and you gotta, really move and shake in order to make things bake. You dig? That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Uncomfortable does not mean you sleeping on the floor anymore, homie. Uncomfortable means that you are always putting yourself out there a little bit further ahead of where you have always operated. You gotta extend yourself. You gotta go into new venues. You gotta go into new ventures. You gotta take more money out. You gotta re-up faster. You gotta, put people on. You gotta trust people that might not be untrustworthy for 2 weeks so you can make money and get rid of them. You gotta keep it moving. You got to create a situation where you are constantly uncomfortable about chips. I was watching Mike Tyson on, I don't know if it was The View, it was on World Star Hip Hop. I was watching little clips, and he was talking about how he's insecure. And he said anybody who ever been on top, they have to be insecure. They got to be insecure because it's not a secure place to be. And I said, you know what, this cat, everybody jump on Mike Tyson, but that was the most profound thing that he ever said, because he right, man. The world is shaky, homie, and anyone who think they got a foothold in it is a damn fool. You know what I'm saying? And anyone who decides to settle for second must really believe that they're in a solid position, but they're not, because anything can happen tomorrow, homie, and only the dude who is prepared for tomorrow by constantly moving will always be prepared for tomorrow. Everybody else gonna die off, homie. How many of you cats listen to me up in the Midwest and watch that whole scenario? I got family, I got kin, I got friends up in there, partner. I hear the stories about what used to be, and what used to be with Ford and GM and all these factories that used to be there, and now they all dead and dying off. I've been on Chicago, homie. I know what those houses used to be. It used to be a poppin' city because all the industry left. I've seen what death looked like. I've seen what it smelled like, homie. It smelled like heroin and old houses. You dig? I know what it smelled like. I've been down the streets of death, homie. You know what I'm saying? But the person who knew that would have got up and left because he saw that the river was drying up, homie, and he had to shake because everybody was out there trying to get the last little minnows, the stuff of fish to eat when he said, I got to shake. You got to keep yourself in constant motion. You got to keep yourself in some kind of uncomfortable situation to make sure you never slip in the second, that you never settle for second. You know what I'm saying? And no matter what anybody say, homie, like there's an end to this race. There is no end to this race, homie. Consider it like a river, homie. No matter what happens, the river keep moving. The river will empty out into the ocean, and if we can identify what came from the river, I bet you that water kept it moving. It never stops. And you got to get yourself up to that point. You got to get yourself up to the point where you really feel that we are constantly building. Like the last podcast where I'm telling you to keep spiraling up, homie. We got to constantly be in motion. We got to constantly look for the next level. We got to constantly invest our money, probably constantly buy these apartments and buy these buildings to house other people so we can make money. Constant. Isn't this what a man is? What's the difference between a man nowadays and a man back in the so-called caveman days? I don't believe in that white folks tale, but maybe they were cave people. But back in their day, you know what I'm saying? What were they, hunters? They didn't sit there and say, you know what I'm saying, we're going to get a cow herd and learn how to milk cows. They had to keep it moving. We're not in a position, you and I are not in a position where we can sit down and say we got enough cows to relax because we're going to be drinking, udder milk all day, homie. We got to keep it moving. We don't have enough calves to slaughter, homie, to eat veal. We don't have it. You know what I'm saying? So what we going to do? We got to always keep our mind on the grind. We got to always be ahead of schedule. We always, always concentrating on what's making money. And I guarantee you, so many people don't have the discipline, young homie, to keep it going, that you're going to see many people fall by the wayside. Like homeboy said the other question from last week's podcast where the cat asked, how do you, when people are ahead of you, what do you think? You know what I'm saying? I never thought of them ahead of me because, like I said, I come from nothing, so I'm going to make something. But the other thing is, I got the knack, homie. I know I'm going to keep it moving. And I know they done. I know they're going to get their house and their spouse and their kids. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be going to take their kids to ballet lessons. And they over here slacking while your boy Freeman is keeping it moving. You know what I'm saying? From your area code back into my area code, homie. From 212 to 213 to 404. And there's plenty more, homie. I'm going to be about mine. I'm going to keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? And this is the discipline. This is the hustle. This is the way we end up not settling for second. Second means I stop. You dig? This is okay. Some people don't want to fight no more. I get it, homie. You know what I'm saying? I don't always want to fight either, but I don't really have a choice. You know what I'm saying? If I want to get somewhere, homie, I got to push the car. I got to put the wheels on the truck. I got to push it downhill, homie. I got to catch up with it, jump in the driver's seat, steer. You dig? I got to do something to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't get where I want to get, homie. And I don't want what everybody else wants. You know what I'm saying? I could do a lot right now, homie. I could slow the world down and go get me a job and sit down and do nothing for the next 40 years and keep letting these devils tell me what to do. I could do it. I am capable. I am qualified, homie. I can improve anybody else's hustle, man. I'm like sugar to the game, homie. That's what I've been striving to be. You know, add me to anything, it's gonna be better and sweeter and hustle. It's gonna be tasty, partner. So when I'm telling you not to settle for second, what I'm really trying to get through your head, homie, is that you gotta sit here and understand that you gotta keep it moving. And you gotta discipline yourself to keep it moving. There's never a day when you just say, I don't feel like walking. And you're not gonna walk again. That's just not even in your brain. I mean, when you were a kid, you got up and did something about it, and you've been walking ever since. You know, 20 years later, homie, your feet have not stopped moving. No, your feet and your legs didn't complain and say, you know what, I'm going to stop walking. If you sat on the ground, homie, you know nothing would come to you. You know what I'm saying? You would have to wait for the world to pass you by to drop a quarter in there, just like them bums do, homie. You got to up your discipline. You got to take the game from your legs and put it in your brain, homie. You got to move it up into your chest and do something to it with it. You got to manifest your hustle, homie. You got to always stay about it. Not so much that you consciously, your brain is always thinking about it. Just that you're always making moves, homie. The cat who always making moves, cash will come to him, homie. God rewards the willing, homie. It will be there for you. Now, this is the best I can do for a motivational speech for a lot of you young cats who be, you know, sending me emails on back channel asking me why you're not and why you can't. Let me give it to you in the biggest thing, and I put it up there in that naive or stupid post because I'm trying to help you with it. When I put up the naive or stupid post, what I'm really trying to say is there are some people who just don't know. They're naive, and there's some people who know and won't do nothing about it. You understand what I mean? And this is, you got to see which one you are. But the reason why I never like getting into this motivational speech is because it's an emotional thing, homie. At the end of the naive or stupid thing, I told you, I said, look, the stupid person doesn't realize he's stupid, and that's his problem. The emotion, the person who feels like, or wonder why I'm not doing what other people, that's his problem, homie. I can't make you go up and talk to that girl, homie, and find out that she actually does like you. I can't make you take a shot at the hot dog cart and make millions, homie, opening up the next, Jewish hot dogs, you know what I'm saying, Hebrew Nationals. I can't make you do that. All I can give you is the steps. All I can give you is a little bit of tidbit of hustle, and maybe that was the part of the game you were missing to move forward, young partner, but I can't give you all of it to you. And that's why I don't like getting into those conversations. And this is why I don't like to do motivational speeches. And this is why I don't, because I know and you know something wrong with you. Now do something about it. Put one step in front of the other, homie, and start walking. You understand what I'm saying? A baby does it, homie. I can't make you be anything. No one can, homie. This is your war by yourself, homie. When you decide to come out into the arena, into the Coliseum with the rest of us warriors, homie, yes, people will be out to stop you. Yes, the game is tough. Yes, but it's rewarding. And since there's not many people willing to get out here and scrap for it, it's a lot of money on the ground, homie. You know what I'm saying? But if you're going to settle for second, if you're going to take second place, you're going to believe what other people say is what this world is about. If you're not going to be independent, if you're not going to conquer yourself and get out here and make it happen, nothing will, homie. And I don't even want to waste my time with you, homie. You know, I'd rather help some kids. I'd rather put it on the kids, homie, because the kids believe, homie. They believe in themselves and they believe in God. They have more faith than most of us because these kids were willing to jump off the roof after watching what they see on TV. You call it naive. They just have a belief that things are going to work out for them. You don't have that kind of blind belief no more. In fact, the more books you read, the more losing stories you allow to enter your brain, the more of a loser you become, and the tougher it becomes, homie. Because when you were stupid at 16, you would have drove cross country if somebody would gave you the money. Now you're 30 and you're over here planning everything out like you need to make pit stops. You understand what I'm saying? Like you need to get a soda and you need to refill and you recharge your batteries and all these dumbass sayings that people put on the news and put on TV because you lost faith in yourself and you lost faith in God. And you don't, and that's the real number one. That's the number one reason why these cats are second place. Why they always settling for second. Because they thought this is the best I can do, or this is the best I'm willing to do, and that's the problem. Because the sun don't stop coming up, homie. It's a cycle to this hustle, and if the sun stops and says, I'm done with today, you're gonna be cold, homie. The world is about continuous movement, from the air to the water to who we supposed to be, homie. Continuous, you know what I'm saying, moving forward and onward and upward, homie. We have to keep this thing going. And only some of us are cut from the cloth to do it. But a lot of us can ride the coattails if y'all get on your grind, homie. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make you a leader, homie. I'm trying to make you first place. I ain't trying to make you second place. I'm trying to get you to read these books and ingest it and apply your hustle over in Opalaka, homie. Not for you to say, I read all these books. Like you see a lot of middle class folks always talking about, and upper class folks always talking about, have you read so and so? What the hell all this reading about if you ain't gonna do nothing about it? You know what I'm saying? Either your chips must be lovely in order for you to talk about like you read at your leisure. Homie, I'm reading trying to get someplace, man. I want everything I touch to be beneficial, homie. I want, like I said, it's sugar to the game, homie. I want it to improve something. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you cats, when y'all come in second, and you're settling for second because y'all been defeated. A lot of you cats too young to be defeated, homie. If you haven't made it to like 55, 60, you shouldn't be defeated. You shouldn't be settling. A lot of you cats are dead, homie. You're dead and you're walking around living dead, homie. What's that show? Sixth Sense or something with I see dead people. That's what a lot of you cats are, man. You're dead to the hustle. You know what I'm saying? You're stuck on stupid. You're stuck in second place. You're over here with a second place wife. You got a second place life, homie. You're doing your best to make do with the fact that you won't move forward. And I know I heard some of you cats feeling because you said, oh, you know, Freeman, some of us, you know what I'm saying, when do you stop? Some of us don't want to do that. Stop lying, homie. You want to do it because if it was easy, you would have did it. If it was an easy way to make $10 million, you would have executed the hustle. Don't lie to yourself, and don't lie to me on these emails. Don't lie to me when you see me, homie. Just say what I always say. I haven't figured out the game 100% yet, but when I do, I'm going to be about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm always on the grind. I'm always learning something new, and once I figure this hustle out, I'm going to do it 100%. So to wrap it up, when I'm talking about settling for second, that's what you need to get over. This is why I don't do motivational speeches. This is why you'll never hear me on no what's that called? No seminars, homie, because I would have people straight trying to kill me if I told you what I really thought about you. And that's not you. You're not pushing hard enough. You coming over here looking for a way like you a 7-year-old kid and you a grown-ass man. Get out here and make shit happen, partner. You know what I'm saying? Bend some corners, homie. Chip the block, you dig? Go ahead and do something. Instead of listening to everybody else saying, I guess all I wanted was a big screen TV. No, you didn't. You wanted to be like the dude on the rap video. Now go ahead and create that life, homie. Go ahead and have the Spanish Villa. Go ahead and ride in the G7. Y'all know all these damn planes, trains, and automobiles, homie. Y'all talking about every place that you been, but you ain't never, you parking lot pimping on a new level. Stop going to visit and going to live it, homie. You dig? Let me say that again, so let me end it with that. Stop going to visit and start going to live it, homie. That's the difference between settling for second and being number one. Y'all cats sitting there trying to visit it, telling everybody about it. I'm trying to live it. That's what number one is about. Next time, partner.